Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome to this collection video. Apparently it's been 3 years since my last PlayStation 1 collection video, so I'm sure we've added a couple games to the collection since then. Let's just get started. Alright, so we're doing a PlayStation video. Threw on the old PlayStation shirt, you know, just to keep it festive. If you're just interested in the games and you don't want to hear me gush about how awesome the PlayStation 1 is, there is a timestamp right there. Go to that and it'll skip you right to the games. The PlayStation 1, what a legendary console. I would probably put it in my top 5 consoles of all time. If not, definitely in the top 10. Wow. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm trying to remember back to those times. I got my first PlayStation 1 when I was stationed in Japan in 98. And we knew this guy down in town that would mod them. So he modded it up. Back then we called it chipping. He chipped it. And we were able to play burnt games and, region-free games, stuff like that. But I remember walking into the base exchange and there was just like walls of PlayStation 1 games. Now, hindsight, right, we all wish we could go back and, buy 5 sealed copies of Einhander or whatever. Whatever the rare games are now. But there were just so many choices when it came to the PlayStation. The library is so amazing. Covers every genre. There's so many games for those genres. So many great games, memorable games. We talk about greatest games of all time. Some of those games come from this console's library, like Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, the aforementioned Einhander. But what I do really remember about the PlayStation 1, especially in those early to mid sort of years of the console's life, the time when I was getting into it, 97, 98. Before that, I was a Nintendo kid. But all of these demo discs, man, these are all of my demo discs. And you would get these, like here's a Final Fantasy one, but you would get these like PlayStation Underground and interactive CDs. And like I'm not going to go through all these, but you get them at like Pizza Hut. You know what I mean? Just there's so many different places. Like everywhere you looked, there was some type of PlayStation demo disc. These ones I got, these ones are a little special. That set I got from Jamie Harvey from Harvey's Bricks and Collectibles, who tragically passed away last year, so I will keep those in my collection forever. He was just very sick, but he loved life to the end, so yeah, I'm honored to have those in the collection. Some of these demo discs have some value to them, like not crazy $100, $200 demo disc, but 10 to 20 bucks, and I keep those kind of in here. There's like Wild Arms, Legend of Legaia, there's a Final Fantasy, there's a sealed one, but basically you would be able to play some of the games before you actually bought them, and there was like like non-playable trailers, stuff like that. Here's one that does have some value. This is the PlayStation Developers Demo CD. The packaging is what's actually pretty rare about this. The disc is the same. They made another version of this that says hear it now, play it later, because there's music tracks on here. And basically, if you pre-ordered a PlayStation 1, you stuck this bad boy in your CD player, and there was songs from like Black Flag and Yellow Card on there. And then when your PlayStation came out, there was a bunch of demos on there that you could like tech demos. I actually made a video about this. If you're interested in learning more about this video, I'll leave a link down below. But those are just my demo discs. I still love PlayStation. I still try and play through 2 or 3 different PlayStation games I've never played through. Each year I find a game that I've never played, like a Spyro game or something, and I'll pop it in and have a great time. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the games. Alright, so I've got games that we don't have cases and manual for. We'll rip through these real quick. Bass Landing, Rascal, Caesar's Palace, Beyblade. This is another Sony disc. Sample of this. Tomorrow Never Dies, 007, Fighting Force, Army Men Air Attack, NBA Live 99. They're already falling on the floor. Tokyo Highway Battle. I don't know. I might put that aside. NBA In the Zone. SmackDown Know Your Role, SmackDown 2 Know Your Role, Reboot, Burst Trick Wakeboarding, Sled Storm, Roll Cage, Tomb Raider 2, Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, Bravo Air Race, Need for Speed, Scrabble, Space Invaders, Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. I think I tried to play that once. I didn't really like it. Need for Speed V Rally, and RC Revenge. Got a couple sports games and a couple sealed games. Nothing crazy. Madden 01. I think I have that on every console it came out for. NCAA College Football 99. Got that from Hav. NASCAR 2001. NASCAR 99. NFL Extreme. NFL Game Day 99. This is probably my favorite game day. I remember playing that in the barracks. FIFA 98. NASCAR Heat. And then we have a couple sealed games here. We've got Cubics, Robots for Everyone, Sesame Street Sports, Marble Master, and Ball Breakers. Okay, we got Dragonheart Fire Steel, Crash Team Racing, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. That's one of the Twisted Metal games. Civilization. Need for Speed High Stakes, Supercross Circuit. I don't know, I might give that a try. I've been looking for a good motorcycle game lately. Spec Ops Ranger Elite, Big Strike Bowling, Tetris Plus, Crusaders of Might and Magic, Gubble, Rainbow Six. Another Tetris, the next Tetris. Star Wars, Masters of Terrakasi. I loved this game back in the day. You know, with the success of Smash Bros, this is probably something that Disney will probably needs to do. Make a Star Wars universe fighting game again. Die Hard Trilogy. Ridge Racer Type 4, which I've heard is really good. I've got the bonus disc or the arcade disc or whatever is in there. So, yeah, that's definitely on the list. NASCAR Rumble. The only reason that's in there is somebody wanted to buy it and they never did. Battle Station. Grand Theft Auto Director's Cut. God, I remember playing Grand Theft Auto back in the day. Twisted Metal 4. The old top-down Grand Theft Auto. Atari Anniversary Edition. I think I got that from Carly. I think Carly Kinman sent that to me, which is cool. Sydney 2000. Puzzle Star Sweep. Running out of room. Grudge Warriors. Extreme Go-Kart Racing. Didn't even know I had that. Driver. Namco Museum Volume 3, Frogger, woo. Rayman Rush, Spin Jam, Trickin' Snowboarder, Tekken 2. I'm looking for a Tekken 3. I can't find it anywhere. And it's like a $10 or $12 game because it's got like a survival mode or something. Eminem's Shell Shock. I think that's why I want it. Road Rash Jailbreak. I think I got this for free at a pawn shop. Skydiving Extreme. It's a Natsume game, so... Okay. Nuclear Strike. Blaster Master. I think Henry Gonzalez sent me that game. I still have not played that. Actually, we're going to set that one aside, too. Holy cow. Shooter. Starfighter San Vane. Underrated arena-style shooter. Pretty good. Moto Racer. Grand Theft Auto. Let me put that aside, too. Mech Warrior 2, Croc, Air Combat, Test Drive 5, Dexter's Laboratory, the original Tomb Raider. Man, I remember when that game came out, it was like, this is it. We have reached the pinnacle of video gameness, right? It's not gonna get any better than that graphically. Boy, were we wrong. Battle Arena Toshinden. Hydrocross. Perfect Weapon. Rugrats. Ugh. Oh god. The Road to El Dorado. Creatures Raised in Space. That game is terrible. Oh god, we can't talk about PlayStation without talking about the Siphon Filter series. I got Siphon Filter 1, 2, and 3. Great series of games. If you have not tried them, I would start with the first one and then play the second one and then play the third one. I would recommend the trilogy in order. But if you're only going to play one Siphon Filter game your entire life, get Dark Mirror or Logan's Shadow on the PlayStation 2. Those are the better of the game. When people talk about games that need to have a reboot or a remake, the Siphon Filter series is definitely up there for me because that's just a great series. X-Men Mutant Academy, Project Overkill, Batman Beyond, Batman and Robin, Bomberman World, Dino Crisis, Mr. Driller, Road Rash Black Label Jewel Case, huh? How about that for a pretty uncommon variant? Motorhead, Bug's Life, Mission Impossible, Colony Wars, Resident Evil 2. I still need to play. I gotta play through a Resident Evil game this year. Twisted Metal 4, Contra Legacy of War, and Dance Dance Revolution Economics. But this Legacy of War, I'll go back to that for a second. It does have the 3D glasses in there, so you can Contra it up for sure. All right, Wild 9. Found that one. Like, I just have stacks of PS1 games. Tyler's been over my house. He's seen it. Like, I just found this. Like, Wild 9. Interesting game. In my opinion, the best game on the PlayStation 1. Metal Gear Solid. So many great memories of this. I remember playing the demo, and on the demo, you could only make it through the dock and up the elevator, and then there was a demo disc where you could go up the elevator, play that little outside area, and once you crawled into the hangar, it would end the demo. But God, I remember playing that forever. And then when I finally got the game, it was amazing. And it still is amazing. Devil Dice. No One Can Stop Mr. Domino. Miracle Space Race. Flintstones Bedrock Bowling. This is a cool one. Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. It's like a puzzle game, with the Street Fighter characters. Gran Turismo. Oh god, that's another game we put hours into. I remember we had bootleg copies of that, and we would just like pass bootleg copies of games around. Game I recently added to the collection: Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot 2 I've had with the lenticular cover. Oh, that's 3. Here's 2. Yeah, there's 2. And Crash Warped. I had them out of order. Ba-boom, ba-bing. Then we got Spyro Ripto's Rage. Spyro the Dragon. I tried. I couldn't get into Spyro. Ape Escape. Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. I got that for $12.99, but I think he gave me like 10% off or something like that on that. So that was pretty awesome. Let's grab this little stack here. Heart of Darkness. This is a nice condition copy. Memory card holder. I got this from Jamie Harvey's Bricks and Collectibles. He sent that to me. And these are great, man. They just hold your memory cards, and I've got one for PlayStation 1 and one for PlayStation 2, and that one's kind of got a little bit of both. N-Gen Racing, underrated. Right there, it's a great game. Metal Gear Solid VR Missions. The VR mission training mode in Metal Gear Solid was so popular, they made a game of just VR missions. Turbo Prop Racing. Warhammer. Digimon. Monsters, Inc. Scream Team. Yeah. Oddworld. Shooter Space Shot. This is the other shoot 'em up game or shooter game that Agetech put out on the PlayStation 1. It's very good. It's underrated. Star Wars Rebel Assault 2. Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. Alright, Monkey Magic. I tried to play this game. Apparently that's an anime or a cartoon or something. I tried to play it. It was okay, but like when he jumps, he's like super heavy. Like just the jump mechanics are weird. Alien Trilogy, another game I got from HG. Street Fighter Alpha 2. I think they got off a Craigslist or something for a couple bucks. Spyro Year of the Dragon, lenticular cover. Rayman. Jet Moto, which I got from John. Builder's Block. Don't see that one a lot. Project Horned Owl. Sheep Power Shovel. I think this is actually a uncommon game, maybe 20 bucks or something. Unjammer Lammy. Soul Divide. Pretty weird but interesting shooter. Lost Vikings Norse by Northwest. I tried to get Lost Vikings, not happening. Twisted Metal 3. Star Gladiator, pretty cool fighting game. Worms Armageddon. There's another memory card holder. Nightmare Creatures. Tomb Raider 3. Tomb Raider Last Revelation. Tenchu Stealth Assassin. Stealth Assassin. Tenchu Stealth Assassins. I remember when this game came out, it was a big deal as well. You could play through the first level on the demo discs, and when this game came out, man, it was a huge deal. Looney Tunes Sheep Raider, Sheep Raider, Rally Cross, and Gran Turismo 2. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, Pandemonium. This is a great game, but this game is a little bit better. Pandemonium 2, I really enjoyed this game. It was a heck of a lot easier. I want to say easier because it's still challenging platforming. I want to say fair. It uses that 2.5D perspective, so sometimes you're running on a 2D plane and it'll turn, and then there's like enemies and stuff there. But Pandemonium 2 made it better. I wouldn't say there's none of that, but it made it a lot better. So Pandemonium, Midway Crystal Dynamics, what a team right there. But you can see it's got like a psychedelic sort of flavor to it. A lot of bright colors, which sometimes don't work out great on the PlayStation. Depending on which day you ask me, this will be my first or second favorite arcade racer of all time, Hydro Thunder. I remember going over to the club on the base, and they had like a 4-player machine, and my friends and I, we would just dropping dollars, bro. We would drop dollars into that sumbitch and just play Hydro Thunder. Amazing. Oddworld Abe's Exodus. Hugo. Medal of Honor. Tiny Toon Adventures. Soviet Strike. 40 Winks. Now it says on here, Move Over Mario, Nintendo Official Magazine, June 99, published by EMAP. So basically they were saying that this was like the next Mario 3D, type of game, or the Super Mario 64 type of game. I played that. There's no way in hell that game's better than Mario 64. No way. Gunship. Walt Disney's Tarzan, which I heard is actually pretty good. SpongeBob SquarePants. Super Sponge. Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain, the original one. WWF In Your House. Oh my gosh. Arcade wrestling games. Got my heart, man. Love it. TNN Motorsports Hardcore TR. That's a lot. Ultimate Fighting Championship with the Huntington Beach bad boy, Tito Ortiz, pounding the shit out of somebody out there. Rugrats Studio Tour. Alright, so before we get into my higher end stuff, rarer games, I wanted to talk about long box games. I remember seeing these on the shelf back in the day, and now everybody loves them. You know what I mean? Like they're collectible because there's 100 and something of them or whatever. I don't know. But so anytime I see them and I can get a good price on them, I definitely pick them up. Here's Assault Rigs. This is an awesome game if you've never played it. Definitely check it out. But the problem with some of these cardboard long box games is that the glue starts to go, so the cardboard starts to peel. Raiden Project. Oh my god, I love my shooters. Jumping Flash. The original Ridge Racer. Cyber Speed. So I'm being a little bit more careful with these. Nova Storm. Another shooter. This is like a Star Fox 64 third-person type shooter. It's not bad. Jupiter Strike. Very underappreciated shooter right here. Philosoma. This game, it says best shooter of the year. EMG Buyer's Guide. But it encompasses like vertical scrolling, side scrolling, 3D perspective, isometric. There's a lot of stuff going on in that game. It's tough too. And Battle Arena Toshinden. I picked this up at a garage sale for $2.50, and I got that Contra Legacy of War for $2.50. So, but those are my long box games. I'm always looking for more long box games that aren't like sports games or whatever. But yeah, I thought those were kind of cool. Thought I'd share them with you. All right, so this one's actually been going up a lot in price. Rival Schools is an awesome arcade fighting game. It comes with 2 discs. I only have one of the discs in here, so I'm always looking for, it's the, let me see, I'll be able to tell you. I need the manual as well, but I have disc 1, so I need disc 2, which I think is like the Evolution disc. But I played that, pretty awesome. Great fighting games here. Bushido Blade and Bushido Blade 2. Squaresoft was a monster on the PlayStation 1. I mean, just hit after hit after hit, awesome game after awesome game after awesome game. And this game, I would say, also is a lot better than the first one. There's a lot more to it. There's like 8 characters, and you can be like the 4 good guys, or you can be the 4 bad guys, you know. But as you play, you unlock 12 more characters. So there's more characters to unlock than there are to kind of play with. But what sets the Bushido Blade apart is not like a traditional fighting game where you have a life bar. It's like 1 round, and if you land a critical strike, it's over. You can also like do damage to somebody's right arm or something, so then they can't use it, so they got to use one hand. But you can plan your attacks. There's like little special moves, things like that. And it was really cool. You kind of fight your way through some minions, and then you kind of take on a boss, fight your way through a couple minions, and take on a boss. So a game that, you know, I don't think Mega Man actually translated that great into the 3D world. There's Mega Man Legends on the PlayStation 1. But what they did do really, really well, well, here's Mega Man 8, but the 2D side-scrolling X games are really, really good. Now, I've never played these because I've got, you know, GameCube and the X, or the X collection on the GameCube? Yeah. So, I've never actually played these. I am looking for X6 just to sort of complete the set, but yeah, those are great games. Mega Man in 3D, like I said, probably not that great. All right, oddly enough, I have a large amount of RPG games, even though I do not play turn-based RPGs. I just find these. You know, I find good deals on them on Craigslist, or I'll buy lots, and over the years I just ended up with them. But we've got San Yuki Journey West, a Koei game. Legend of Legaia, RPG Maker, Star Ocean, Wild Arms, and Wild Arms 2. Now, I do have the Wild Arms 2 demo disc, and I played it, and I absolutely loved it. And I think I got this from Jason Vectrex sent me this, and I started playing it, and I don't know how far I got, you know, in game terms, but I got, you know, a couple worlds or levels or whatever it is that you use in RPGs into it, put it down, and I really do need to go back to it. I gotta break out the PlayStation 3 though, because that's where my save file's on. So, let's talk about the Kang from Square. There's Chrono Cross. I want to say I got that from either RetroHack or Tony Morales, the video game collector. I did finish this one, and I absolutely loved it. I'm more apt to play like action RPGs instead of turn-based RPGs. Brave Fencer Musashi. Oh my gosh, what an awesome game. I finished that one last year. Just magical. I heard there's a PlayStation 2 game, so I'm going to have to check that out. Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy 4 and Chrono Trigger. Although I heard that's not a very good rendition of Chrono Trigger, but I do want to try Chrono Trigger eventually sometime in my life. And this game as well, Final Fantasy 7, the Mac Daddy of RPGs, I guess. There's Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9, and another game, Front Mission 3. I picked that up, I think at Half Price Books for like $10, and maybe I had a 10% off coupon or something. But I really enjoyed that game, and then I put it down and just never went back to play it again. All right, so we've got Parasite Eve, which is probably my favorite RPG on the PlayStation. This is probably top 5 territory for me. Wow, I don't know, it'd be hard to say, but yeah, I really enjoyed this game. I played through it last year. I heard so much about it, and it was kind of interesting because as I was playing through it, I would get like a couple levels ahead, and then RPG Tour Guide did a tour of this game, so he would play sections of the game, and he was always like a little bit behind me as I was playing through it. So I'd just like, I'd watch his stuff. I'd beat like whatever it was supposed to beat, and then he would like show some like secret little area where you got like a tool or an item or something. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go back and get that. So here is Parasite Eve 2. I heard it's not as good as the first one, but I still want to give it a try. And then I'd also love to play Third Birthday on the PSP. So I also have Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete. Interesting story about this. I saw this at a buybacks, and I was like, hey man, it's missing the map, the pendant bag. And he immediately lowered it to $24.99. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll pick it up for $24.99. But it does have like the soundtrack and the Omaki box and, you know, all that stuff in there. I hope you can see it. So I do have that. Again, another game that I'm probably never going to play. But because I love the PlayStation so much, I can't get rid of it, you know? All right, so last stack of games here, guys. These are my better games, my more valuable games. Here's Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. I got these cases for them. They're pretty handy, but when you like put them on top of each other, they're like super slippery. They're slipperier than a duck's butt in a rainstorm. The Grinch. Countdown Vampires. I just recently got that game from Jared. Jumping Flash 2. Strikers 1945. Another pretty cool platformer, Punky Skunk. Finished that one last year. Warcraft Dark Saga. Medieval 2. Diablo. Try to make it sound fancy. Crusader No Remorse. Disruptor. Apparently this is supposed to be a pretty good first-person shooter on the PlayStation 1. Breath of Fire 4. Another RPG. Contra Adventure. I think I may have gotten this one from Retro Rec Room, so I got a really good deal on that. I think I may have traded for it, actually. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I know, another game that I got to play. Castlevania Chronicles. Welcome to Silent Hill. Mega Man Legends 2. Another pretty rare game on the PlayStation 1. Pink Panther Pinkadelic Pursuit. 2.5D platformer. Oh boy. Einhander. This is one of my favorite games of all time. Forget PlayStation 1. I love shooters. I love this shooter in particular. It's pretty awesome. If you've never played it, man, this is one of those like rare games that's also expensive, like $125 game, but it is absolutely worth it. Yeah, love it. And then probably my rarest PlayStation game, I actually only have it loose disc. If I can figure out how to open it. And I always look for the case and manual on eBay, but it is Team Buddies. I got this at a pawn shop for 99 cents. And it probably sat there for years. I just happened to be there game hunting, and I asked if she had any more games in the back. She pulls out this box of like Xbox 360 and PS3 stuff, PS2 stuff. I start looking for it, and I said, how much are your PlayStation 1 games? She goes, they're just $1. And I was like, yes, please. So we got Team Buddies for $1. That is going to do it. That is my entire PlayStation 1 collection. I know it was a long video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. What are some of your favorite PlayStation 1 games? Leave a comment down below. As I said, thanks for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you on the next one.